Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, Facebookers, social media all across the nation. Uneducated never presents Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton, and today we have the recap of Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, which is the main event hosted in Las Vegas. We had the underdog, notorious Conor McGregor versus the the overall better guy, I guess you could say, and Floyd Money Mayweather. And got a lot to talk about. Not a lot. We keep this very simple. But Floyd Mayweather gets a TKO 10th round victory. Who gets that? This guy right here. That's why I'm the sports guy. I did predict Conor McGregor would lose over Floyd Mayweather. I did predict that Floyd would win in 10th round by TKO. And have for all the exact reasons I said it would happen. I just thought that McGregor would tire out, because you got to understand, two different sports, UFC and boxing. When you use your arms or one single item for the longest time, it's going to wear down. And we all know that Floyd is professional. He's been there. He's had 50 wins now, 50-0 on his resume. I'm pretty sure that doesn't even count with the amateur matches he had growing up. He's been in the sport since he was like 9 years old. So you already know that you knew he was going to win. This is Conor McGregor's first professional boxing match ever. So we all knew he was there because of the money. The money was good, and both guys won. Let's just be honest. Conor in his mind probably thought he was going to win, but at the same time, he was like, I don't care if I do lose. Now, here's what went down. Even though Conor lost, he still won. And not saying in the money aspect and all that, because we all know, yes, he won. But Conor won respect from not only the MMA guys, but the boxing guys. He came in and he put on a very good performance. Going 10 rounds with the pound-for-pound best boxer in the world is nothing to be ashamed of at all. And you could say the first 8 rounds were split 4-4. You could say that. The first 8 rounds were pretty much split. You saw somewhere in that 9th round where you knew he was in trouble, and then I even turned to my good friend Greg Stevens. You guys, if you checked out our Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather talk we had, he's a good friend of mine. But he came and he watched it. Now I told him right here. I said TKO 10th round, like I called it from the beginning. TKO 10th round, and that is what happened. But McGregor held his own. I mean, he won pretty much the first 4 rounds. He won the first 4 rounds, to be honest, and won 5 out of the first 6 rounds. So he was looking very good, but we all knew whether it was Floyd Mayweather's plan or not, whether he lied or not, it worked. We all knew that Conor was going to go ahead and just throw shots, and you could tell somewhere in that 5th, 6th round, those shots weren't as powerful anymore. He was just basically slapping. And hats off to both guys, but hats off to Conor for even putting himself in this position. Floyd knew he was the better guy. The whole world pretty much knew he was the better guy. But Floyd at the end still respected Conor for being that guy to bring him out of retirement, to bring that money to him. But at the same time, he's not a joke. And Floyd said it best. He was way better than I expected. He played the angles very well. And Conor's no dud. If Conor actually sits down and practices for 3, 4, 5 years straight with boxing and comes out, he'll be one of the best boxers in the world. But he doesn't have time for that. He's a UFC fighter. So we all know that Floyd Mayweather isn't going to UFC. That's a no-no. That would never, ever happen. But big transition from UFC to boxing, where UFC is a combat, all-skill combat sport, and boxing is basically just your hands and feet, pretty much. And when I say feet, you're moving your feet, not kicking your feet. A lot of times they got tangled up. A lot of times Conor's UFC instincts would kind of kick in. He hit McGregor in the back of his head a few times. The referee warned him several times to stop doing that. But nothing out of the ordinary, no roundhouse kicks, no rear naked chokeholds from Conor at all, none of that. So besides that, it was a pretty, very, very entertaining fight. I'll tell you this, it was much better than Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I'll tell you that right now. That was so much better. This was entertaining. Both guys put their all out, and Floyd knew that going in, he thought it was easy. He realized this isn't so easy. And at one point, odds makers, Vegas, people all across the nation, boxing as a whole, were legitimately scared for the first 6 rounds. They're like, whoa, okay, well, Floyd, all right, what is Floyd doing? Is he just testing him out? Because usually Floyd, by the third round, he kind of figures out what's going on. Floyd waited till the 6th round to make his move. Now, ring rust, maybe, I'm not sure. Just being 40 years old, I'm not sure. But, it was a great match. And I got my money's worth. I'm pretty sure that I got my money's worth, and I loved every second of it. I threw a party. It was great. I had a great crowd with me, and they made it hype as well. So you had some Mayweather fans, you had some McGregor fans, and they were going at it, man. So it was cool to see. But I'm satisfied when it went down. Both guys won. Hats off to Floyd. 50-0 is nothing to laugh about. Yes, he could have chosen a better opponent for 50-0. But the money, you can't deny the money. That's what it is. That's why his name is Floyd Money Mayweather. And then hats off to Conor McGregor for not only coming into this, but at one point dominating the match. At one point being a legit threat. He used his range, he used his length, he used his reach the first 4 or 5 rounds, and he looked good doing it. But we all know fatigue sets in pretty hard, and it set in somewhere in that 7th round. You could tell he was, Mayweather started to get good shots in. Mayweather's conditioned. He's built for boxing. He's built for that. In MMA, you gotta go all out 5 rounds, and it's 5 minutes per round, so it's 25 minutes at the most. In boxing, there's 36 minutes if you go 12 rounds. 36 minutes, and that is time when you're just using one item, which is your arms, and your arms get fatigued, and then your head is telling your arms and your feet to move, but your body can't really go with it. That's called fatigue. And we all know with the proper training, McGregor would have been better at that, but McGregor is not a boxer, so he's never really trained to be a boxer. I mean, you got to start when you're young to learn that kind of stuff, to learn how to stay, I'm not going to say, to stay focused, stay mentally focused when it comes to a boxing match. Because you saw that Floyd just smiling. He knew what was going on. He knew that. He said, you know what? I see what's going on. This guy's taking his shots. I'm going to let him play around, but I know that at the end of the day, I'm the boxer, and he is not. So let's do it. And somewhere in that 9th round, he had McGregor on the ropes. Every round, I applaud McGregor. Every round, he came out the chart. That was his best bet. So all these boxing analytics that said that McGregor had no chance at all, 0% chance, you guys are wrong. There was a chance. I don't want to hear about, Floyd was just playing around. No, Floyd wasn't playing around. At some point, his corner was saying, you got to make a move, Floyd. You got to make a move because this guy's picking you apart. The first half of the match. McGregor was winning 4-2 or 5-1 in some people's eyes. That's a threat because you mess around and lose, right? Because he wasn't dominating as in like just throwing crazy punches. He was dominating by just winning the point system. And in boxing, you can't make it. When you lose 7 rounds to 5, that you lost. I don't care if you lose the first 7, but if you end the last 5 better, you still lost the match because he got more points than you. So at some point, I was like, you got to throw punches, you got to do something because you can't throw it around. Now, I did say he wasn't going to knock him out cold. I know that, but that's why I said TKO, because I knew that the fatigue would come in, and it surely played a big part in the 8th, 9th, and 10th round. Even though I think Conor won the 8th round anyways, but the 9th and 10th round for sure, it showed his fatigue. He was tired. Conor, always gracious in victory and defeat. He said he wished the referee would just let him get KO'd. He doesn't want to be TKO'd. And no one wants to be TKO'd because you always feel you have a chance to come back. But we all knew that, he's not the boxer. But it's all about the money. $30 million just from the fight he made, but I'm pretty sure he'll have over $100 million when it's all said and done by promotion and pay-per-view events. And we all know that Floyd, $100 million for the fight by itself, but they said rumors will be about $350 million when you count promotion and pay-per-view sales. That is a crazy amount. And Conor McGregor, if he wants to, he doesn't have to fight a single day in his life. He doesn't have to go for UFC. He might even go for Paul Malignaggi and get something going on with that. I don't know, man, but I was very excited to see it. I got my money's worth. It was everything I hoped for and more. because I actually thought that, I didn't think McGregor would win that many rounds. I thought McGregor would probably win maybe one, at the most two, but he won 4 to 5, depending on how you view the match. But he won about 4 to 5 rounds, and it kind of got scary for boxing, just for a second. But we all know that the best boxer is not going to lose against an MMA guy who has never boxed before. And we all know that the best MMA guy is not going to lose to a boxer who have a first match in MMA. That's not going to happen. So we all know that, but we were very entertained. I was entertained. I had a great time watching it. And where do they go next? Floyd has announced he is retired. He is done. He's over with. No more boxing. Yeah. I don't believe that. Boxers never officially retire. I mean, they come out to like 57 years old still trying to box somebody. But I think he said he's retired, and some part of me believes him, but some part I'm like, dude, the next Conor McGregor comes out, and talks this and that, and another 100 million is on the board, you're gonna go for it, I think. So who knows, man. And then Conor, he said he's going back to UFC. That is his sport, and I think this will do nothing but fuel him to dominate in MMA. Because like I said, Floyd is never going to MMA. It's not going to ever happen from the start. That's why Floyd went to boxing. But of course, the money's in boxing as well. So that was the obvious choice. But I think McGregor would dominate UFC some more. He'd use this loss as motivation. The biggest scene, the biggest spectacle, the biggest lights, and he looked good. He performed just as well, just as good as you would have thought someone's first ever fight against the pound for pound best boxer would look like. And he performed, and he outperformed himself. So I give big kudos to Conor McGregor, and a big kudos to Floyd Mayweather for making my day go by so well, carrying both boxing and MMA. I think with this, they changed around. MMA is, now guys are going to want a little more money now, because they're saying, we can do the whole boxing thing, and that kind of shenanigans. I think somehow that's going to break barriers in MMA. So I'm very excited about that as well, to see what's the next step in Conor McGregor's MMA career. And if he decides to go to boxing, I doubt if he goes back. I think, like my boy Jordan Turner said, it's a one and done thing. Do this and get it over with. There's nobody else really for him to go after in boxing. And I was happy with the results. Like I said, I did predict 10th round TKO. I just felt that was going to happen. Kudos to me. That's why I'm the sports guy. Uneducated Sports Talk. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how you felt about the match. Did you enjoy it? Did you love it? Were you a McGregor fan? Are you a Floyd Money Mayweather fan? Did you get the right prediction? Tell me how you feel about it, man. Was it a good match? Was it not a good match? Let me know how you feel. Like, comment, subscribe, share below, and just let me know everything about this. What's next for these guys? I want to hear your comments down below. So, this is Uneducated Network, presents Uneducated Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Carlos Clayton, and as always, sports fans, you know what it is. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace.